What is going on, guys? Phillip Richards back again. MLB 13 road to this show here in the year 2018. I believe we have this season and one more to go, and then my contract is finally up with the Atlanta Braves, and we can kind of move on to something else if we decide to do so. Obviously, if we start winning a bunch of World Series, we might not want to make that change, but it might be time to just get to some new scenery. We've been with Atlanta Braves for so long now. Obviously, we've won quite a bit here. Always seem to be in the hunt for the World Series, at least to make it to the World Series. Definitely playoffs every single season, which is awesome. So certainly like that, but it would be nice to play in some new ballparks and wear a different color jersey for once. So we may look at doing that at the end of the next season when we're finally out of arbitration and we can sign a contract with somebody else and see, what kind of offers we're getting. Right now we're getting paid chump change, really, for the performance that we've had so far this season, and really all the seasons that we've had in Atlanta so far. Really MVP caliber numbers. Actually won the MVP last year. So definitely giving a lot more than what I'm receiving as far as a pay raise. So hopefully, like I said, at the end of the next two seasons, this season and then the next one, we can get to a point where I can start getting, competed by other teams as far as who wants to sign me and how much. So that should be an interesting time in P. Rich's career. So what I'm doing, since regular seasons just seem to take forever in this game, I'm starting to sim a little bit more than I normally would, just to sim through some of the non-important games and get to a point where we're just playing in-division teams, so that way we can make sure that if I am playing, then we're playing against teams that really make a difference as far as our playoff status is concerned. So you'll see that typically when I'm live streaming and whatnot, that I will be simming a little bit more than typically would. Which brings me to but a new feature in MLB 14, the show, that has been announced already from the guys down in San Diego. You will now be able to take your saved games between versions of MLB the show. So, for example, starting in MLB 14, the show, next year, your Road to the Show guy, you can take that save and import him into MLB 15, the show, when that comes out. So that's pretty awesome. Maybe not so much for guys like myself where we're doing YouTube. Obviously, playing every single game gets to be tedious, especially when you're making videos and you guys want to watch that. You want to see my guy progress more than just, 1 or 2 seasons a year in YouTube terms. So it might not be a big deal for that. Where I think it would be a huge deal is for people that do a lot with franchise. Obviously, with franchise, you're going to want to play more of the games. You're going to be involved with more of the games. And I think that would be pretty awesome. Or even if you don't want to, change anything you're doing, maybe you want to just take that team and import them into the next version so that you can continue that dynasty that you have going on there. So even if it's way into the future, you could still be playing it in the new versions. Road to the Show, obviously, once you get into your 40s, you pretty much are done with Road to the Show, so there'd be no reason to continue on. But there are some people out there that would like to take their time with Road to the Show, maybe play a full season a year, and then when the next version of Road to the Show comes out, you can just import your guy and continue on right then. And then it kind of leaves it more where your guy's really following that career. But to me, making videos, I think you guys out there would like to see a little bit more action than just one season a year on YouTube. So we'll see how that goes. Obviously, nothing is set in stone as far as that even being a real legitimate option for me. But we'll play that by ear. Like I said, for next season, I'm definitely going with an outfielder. And definitely getting it for a PS4, which has been awesome. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed some of the PS4 footage that I put up with the NBA 2K. That game is just fantastic on the next gen. If you played it current gen, the gameplay experience on next gen is far above where it was on current gen. You can't really say the same for like games like Call of Duty. I played Call of Duty on the PS3 and now I played it on the PS4. The PS4 version obviously runs smoother. The graphics are way better. It just looks so much better on PS4. However, the gameplay and the game itself is exactly the same as the PS3 version, just better graphics. NBA, you can legitimately say it's a brand new game on next gen, which is awesome. So definitely fired up about NBA, and hopefully that just shows the level of new games that when they do come out are going to be fantastic, like MLB 14. The show PS4 version is going to be ridiculously good. So I'm very excited. But as you could see earlier in the video, I was at 198 career home runs. Let the last few ones play out as we get to 200, and I hope you enjoy it. Peace.
So many players out there, both current and former major leaguers, who'd love to say they had 200 dingers. Heck, I only hit 19. Let alone achieve. I know I didn't come anywhere close, but by now he's established himself as something of a decent power threat, and you can be sure pitchers are aware of his power when he steps into that batter's box. He has definitely earned a little respect.
Yeah, good for him. Hopefully he can get that ball up on his trophy shelf. Like you said, Steve, he's a legitimate power threat up there, but I will say, he's got a long way to go before he's mentioned among the best home run hitters in the history of the game.
Topps Player of the Game honors for this one, and guys, I think we can all agree that this fella right here deserves it more than anybody that took the field in this one.
Yeah, he came through with a couple of hits, but more importantly, that big home run, which really led his guys to this victory.